Welcome to this new walk here in Oranjestad. My name is Jairo. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I make Aruba videos and also Aruba walk videos, occasionally some travel videos. Today we are here in Oranjestad, as I mentioned, and we are going to walk in an area that I have not walked before, at least part of the area. And we are situated at the, more or less at the Paardenbaai, or at the Surfside beach, which is back there somewhere. And I wanted to start this walk by showing you here first. And what we will be doing is walking in that area, which is the Renaissance area, you could say, and show you briefly first this beach that you could walk. I have done walks from the Surfside all the way to more or less where we are going to be walking today. And you can walk all the way along the shore. Some folks do not notice it from the road, but it is possible. Swimming here is done. Some people do swim here, but you would have to see where it would be good. Like here, it would not be all that good. Technically you could if you still have those special shoes, right? But some boats do pass here in the area also. Now, one of the reasons why I chose this one first is that from the road, when you are passing by, you will not notice, but there is like a sitting area where some folks come here, and you know, you can drink something and watch either the sunset like we are going to do today, or just during the day, a nice little sitting area, and also an access with some stairs to some steps to the beach, to the water. We are situated at the Coral Pyramid. That's the nice looking building in front of us. And there's also that other one, which they are selling some luxury apartments. Two of the certainly very nice looking areas here in Oranjestad, for sure. So you can also sit up here if that's something for you. And there is a very nice linear park now. You know where the Main Street and cruise terminal is, the Surfside beach, as I mentioned, recreational park. So we are now walking towards the West Deck restaurant. For those who have been following me for a while, they know that I have filmed in that area quite a few times, and that's where we will first head. But I wanted to show you part of the street also, so I could have done it via the water, via the beach. I wanted to show you parts of the mostly offices that are also situated here in this area. The governor of Aruba, by the way, that's his residence over there on, further up on the right, where the flag is, and a blue house. That's the residence of Aruba's governor, and his office is just like almost like across the street. And this is a very nice place. Who knows, maybe we will see some folks that are following my channel, maybe. Who knows, some folks taking photos here. And I love this boardwalk. It does lead up to the West Deck, as I mentioned. And the west deck is this, like, also has like this area, so they do have some extra space, and it's very, very nice in the evening, like with the lights and all. And I really like the food here also, and the service is really excellent. And no, I'm not being sponsored to say all of that. It just really comes from the bottom of my heart to places that I really do believe in and I really do like. So there are some folks already having early dinner. It's around 6 p.m. right now, I think. Now you could take photos here for your Instagram, among other things. But do not fall. So let me see the time just for the sake of it. Oh, we are like 12 minutes prior to 6 is when we started. Look at some banana trees here. And that bird is what we call the barikakil, the yellow belly bird. Very popular bird here on the island. I don't want to go too close because it's like eating there. That's very interesting to see that here in the city. So we do have these crow-like birds also here. I believe, like, when I grew up, I don't remember seeing so many of them like we see nowadays. But you know how they are. I mean, in some way they're a nice bird, but they're very aggressive. That's the part of that's the reason why most people do not like them, right? Now over here, I do want to show you something before we continue the walk. Where you see all of that, those are mangroves that are growing, and they'll take like years and years to grow to a full-size mangrove. But it's very interesting to see it because I don't recall ever seeing mangroves like in this part of the city. So maybe in a few years, I can hear a lot of birds flying away. I'm probably disturbing their late siesta today. And so I don't remember seeing so many or the mangroves at all, like this part of the city. So it would be interesting to see someday that they are fully grown and hopefully they remain protected. So this is the house I was mentioning of the governor. So in case you are wondering, he represents, in other words, the Dutch family, the Dutch government and such. Look at a family over there too, having a picnic here. So yeah, he represents the Dutch royal family here on Aruba and the Dutch government. So all of the issues that needs to be handled by them between Aruba and the Netherlands. So he is also then mostly elected by them and not by us, not by the Aruban population. This is a pretty large grape tree. Wow, this is one of the, I never really put attention of that it was a grape tree. That's kind of interesting. But in any case, we are entering now the we are entering now the probably the most popular park here on Aruba, which is the Wilhelmina Park. Wilhelmina was the queen of the Netherlands between 1898 and 1948. And no, I did not know that, I just read it. But I kind of knew that it was a long time ago. We also had a Wilhelmina stadium, we call it. And so, should we go up there? A little bit windy, but we'll make it brief. So online there are videos from, I believe, the mid 1950s or so, of when this was inaugurated, and it looks totally different. And like years ago, like probably like 20 something years ago, 25 maybe, the Renaissance folks, that used to be the Sonesta property, and they revamped the whole area. And I do believe that with the government, they've been keeping this park in such a nice area, a green area, which is not often like seen in Aruba, because we are a very, very dry island, as you know. And I wanted to just like briefly pass here for those interested. This is the Anne Frank Memorial. And so it has on the side the 4 languages spoken here for the most part, so which are the Papiamento Dutch. Papiamento, by the way, is our own local language for those who are not aware. It does sound anywhere between like Spanish and Portuguese, they say, and includes like Dutch words in Papiamento that were kind of like adopted, it seemed. And what else? English words for sure. And also some French words, some Italian words, some Portuguese words. Is that a photo shoot of... That's nice. A lot of photo shoots right now, so this is a popular area, as you can see, for photo shoots for sure. And we'll go around this one and see. Some nice looking boat and a nice looking tree also. And when I say that, you're probably like, what are you talking about? We have a whole bunch of them. This one is nice also. But for Aruba, we do not have areas with large trees. We do not have large trees in general. And so these areas are always like really nice to look at from the perspective of being here on the island of Aruba. In Curacao, the neighbor island, they do have like larger trees, and it's always been just a little bit more the ground is better for growing, trees and fruits and vegetables just in general, but the climate is just about the same. So this area, this part that we are just walking now, when the property changed to the Renaissance, and well, actually it didn't happen then. It happened when they sold it to another group. And all of a sudden, we as locals or just tourists, just about anyone in general, was not allowed to walk here all of a sudden anymore. And people were like really mad about that. And especially during the COVID lockdown, we were not allowed to walk here at all. And partially I do understand it has to do with with the safety of their property and everything. But then some things happened, some issues where it went so far to be a case in court where the hotel had to open it up again. And that's the reason, more or less, that I have not walked here. I did try in COVID lockdown to walk here, and I was indeed stopped. So this is the beach that was artificially made for this hotel, with like a small artificial bay also. We'll turn around and see it from the other side in just a moment. But in any case, this is a very, very nice and somewhat windy area. So we started, as you might recall now, we started our walk way over there. And this pathway is really, really nice during sunset for a nice slow walk or stroll. And even though we do have a cruise ship this afternoon, that's interesting. But in any case, it is especially beautiful when you can watch the cruise ships leave port. That's when it's really, really, really nice, and we're taking photos and everything. Now, my opinion of this resort and also like the other property, the sister property, they're more like situated in the city. We'll probably see it in a bit. Is that I do think that they're cool because you have access to the Renaissance Island. Used to be called the Sonesta Island, as I mentioned. And that's situated just right next to the airport's runway. And that's the area where you will find the popular flamingos, which are just in everybody's like Instagram and photos when they come to Aruba, or at least a lot of folks take photos over there. And no, they are not necessarily native of Aruba, and actually not really at all. But I have seen flamingos in nature, so it's something that you could still see, but in my lifetime I've only seen it like in a very, very handful amount of times. And so don't expect that to happen so easily, and if it does, you are extremely lucky. Extremely. So again, from these two resorts, you can go to the Renaissance. You do have access to the Renaissance Island, which I believe is a pretty cool thing to have access to. Nonetheless, be it that you are agreeing with the flamingo or not, some people hate it and are against it, and some folks will say, I don't care, and some people say, I love them, and they look great, and it's so nice. Let me know what you think, and in the meantime, if you are liking my content so far, my video, my walk here this afternoon, look at these two birds. Just give this video a like, so I know you do like these type of videos. And I know we got the sunlight in our eyes right now, but that's part of the idea, to show you some of the sunset, right? And yeah, give it a like. Remember to subscribe if you haven't. And tell me also where else you would like me to film. Let's take a look briefly here. I do have a lot of ideas, but I have done so many walks already. So any tips always helps. And in case I have done the walk already, I can point you in the right direction and say, go take a look at this video. I did that one already. Even though I do and I have been doing some re-walks, so walking again, things do change from time to time. And that's why I do it also. Now, what we saw here briefly is the marketplace back there. We're not going to go straight to it, but we'll go around and get back partially to it at least so you can see it. But among other restaurants that you have there is the Casa Tua, which is very popular and such. A very popular place, I would say, not just for the tourists, but also lots and lots of locals do love to come to this area. And yeah, this is a very, very nice looking area, and everything you see here till, or more or less where we crossed the bridge, yeah, more or less, used to be open water. It used to be, you know, water, and they filled it up, filled it in, and that's why, among other things, you see so many rocks here. So all of this, including the marketplace, the hotel, but with the exception with the park, that was all. That was all. Yeah, we would have been like 30, 35 years ago, we would be walking on top of water right now. I do believe, I'm not sure, I do believe one of those gentlemen used to own all of this, if I'm not mistaken. But not anymore. They sold the property. I do not know all of the details, of course, but yeah, that's more or less. And not much to really show, but sometimes there are events here on this piece of grass. And let me turn around briefly so you can also see the long palm trees back there. And there is like a lady training her gymnastics or something like that over there. So yeah, this is a very, very nice area. If you are looking for a romantic stroll within the city, this is certainly one of them. And if you are also coming with a cruise ship, would also be a thing that, you know, you could walk over on this side, and there are bars and restaurants open during the day also. Some areas don't, some areas the bars, etc., they do open like later on during the day. And this is where you would go to the, so let me show it on this side. This is where you would take the boat to the Renaissance Island. They do change it occasionally, but that's the island, more or less, and it's open from 7 to 7. And it's got nature trails, Flamingo Beach, Mangrove Beach Bar, Spa Cove, Boat Lounge, Water Sports, Boot and Beach Store, Lookout Point, Iguana Beach, Papagayo Bar and Grill, Fitness Center, Beach Tennis Courts. I haven't been there in a very, very long time. So this is where the cruise ships would be docked, and you could like walk all around, and that's the Renaissance Resort. That's the other property that I was talking about. And here is where you will find so many of the sailing boats, the yachts that come on the, like this area, which is, has the protected, how would I say it, protected, so the water is not very choppy, so it's very practical for them to be docked at these piers. And some of them are sometimes staying for like months, I dare say, sometimes. And we are going to briefly walk here so you can check them out. I do believe I've had, hello, I do believe I have videos here in the past, so I have filmed here in the past. Cachalote. Wow. Oh, mine is here. The Footloose. Yeah. Not bad, huh? You never know. Maybe one day. That would be so cool. That would be so cool. I would probably not even ride it. I would just park it here and and occasionally maybe go to the Eagle Beach and Palm Beach and come back. Something like that. What's the name of the actor again? I forgot about that movie, Footloose. Who remembers that? I remember the movie a little bit. The 1980s. Is it Kevin Bacon? I do believe. Yeah, I do believe. And this is the, what's the name again? Montfort 3. I have been on this one on like a wedding, and it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. It was a couple of years ago, like 2 years ago, but it's a very, very, very nice sailing boat, and they do have like dinner here, and also during the day you can take it with, I do believe they do like snorkeling tours, etc. Yo mama, really? Positive vibes. That one has 3 motors, so it's got to be really fast, I assume. And let's continue our walk to this side. We are approaching the casino, the Wind Creek Casino, which has also changed name. And I do get confused sometimes about all of these name changes of these properties. So my excuses if I miss one, but I want to more or less give you an idea of them. Now some folks, some kids liked my Zeerover video, and they were looking for me to film some more seagulls, some what's it called again in Dutch, the meeuwen, and I do not see any of them right now on this side, but you do and you can find some sometimes, depending on the area. Eagle Beach has a few lately. The last couple of years there are a few over there, and obviously at the Zeerover there are many because of the food, of course. Let's take a brief look back. So many of the yachts are over here, sailing boats, even smaller fishing boats. The local fishing boats will go on that side in a moment. And yeah, this is on our right, the Wind Creek SEAPORT Casino. I don't know if it still is, but it used to be very popular with the bingo games on, let me go on this side. It used to be very popular with the bingo games on Sunday afternoon. A lot of local folks used to come here and like, how do you say it? Hippa, kidding? What's up? Bobby? Yeah, so this is more or less the marketplace, and there is a game room now over on this side, and the 5 o'clock somewhere bar. We are going to continue heading on this side. Buddy, saying hi to the folks. And we'll continue on this side. Look at the crab down there. Very large. That is pretty large crab. But they, as far as I know, we don't eat those. No, I don't think we do, but there are many of them. All of a sudden I realize there are many of them. Like over there, there are a few more on this side. And these are where the these are where the fishing tours leave from. And so a little bit earlier than this, sometimes you see the, how do you call it, the folks coming back with their fish that they caught. 50 Shades of Blue, but it's a black boat, black and white. Let me show you briefly this, which is the phone booth, in case you're wondering where it is, because you might see some, you know, if you're active on Instagram, you might see, so nice. You might see it on Instagram and not really know where it is on Aruba. This is where it is. And that one in front of us is the Kalins, which some of you might remember it from the Palm Beach Plaza, and then they have another property also in front of the Holiday Inn Hotel. And so we are going to more or less walk till the end of this pier, more or less, and wrap up this walk over there. Now, a couple of months ago, I think I was in this area, and I thought that they were going to like revamp and redo this whole boardwalk, but it was just these couple of parts that were almost falling into the water already. And this boardwalk was also made about 35 years ago. So I still kind of remember when we used to be like not swimming here, but you could see like the actual, like the beach and the sand and the pier where we see coming up on this side. This is more or less where the Bali restaurant, the Indonesian restaurant, used to be. Very, very popular in the past. Still very dearly missed. People loved it because it was a floating restaurant. And you can search it on Google. I'm sure you'll find photos of it. The Bali restaurant in Oranjestad Aruba. I still remember eating there. I'm talking about the mid-90s, I think it was still here, more or less. And then it had a fire and such, and then they decided to give it up and close it down, and never came back. But you know it was good if people are still talking about it years later, right? So let's take a look. Could we pass over there? No, we can't. So let's take a look at some of these fishing boats. I'm calling them fishing boats in this case because most of them are adapted, right? With their seat in the back and fishing rods and whatnots. I'm not familiar with all of those things and all of those names. That's one of the videos that I have gotten some requests to do, and which I have not. And I do have a contact, so it could happen at some point. But the issue is not the boat itself, it's more my own person. I do get seasick quite fast, so I'm still looking forward to doing it one day, but right now, just trying to find the right time. So where should we end this video? Like over here with the Renaissance in the back. Is the camera still on? I've filmed a few vlogs, a few walking vlogs lately, and when I come back home, the video that got like corrupted and I could not use them. So I will be doing those again. It wasn't this one, it was somewhere else. It was pretty nice, and so very unfortunate. But those are details. I hope you liked this one. Remember again to give it a like, subscribe, and nothing further, guys. See you next time in my next video. Hope you've been liking my content and look forward to many more videos from Aruba. Bye bye, folks. See you next time.